welcome to another episode of Artco Drone Solutions. We've got a great show tonight. We've got Kelly Shores from Ready Set Drone. Welcome to the show, Kelly.
Hey, am I on?
You are on. You're
All
always
right, all
on,
right.
dude.
And can you hear me okay? The
You,
headset, it's all working and sounds good?
you sound fantastic.
All right. Well, I'm sitting in my backyard because it's such a nice night. I thought I'd just enjoy a little outdoor time.
Well, great, great. I've seen that backyard many times in your videos that you've. You know what? What's funny is I found you uh, almost a couple years ago when I bought my first drone. I got a Buds 3, and I wanted to do some
Oh yeah,
mods, and I
that's a
went to
that's a
your
great
channel,
drone.
and
Bugs 3 is awesome.
so that's how I found you. And tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you don't have a Texas accent, so where are you originally from?
I was born in San Antonio, but my father was in the Air Force, so we lived in several other places, including Surrey, England, and Augsburg, Germany,
Okay.
and also for a little while in Kansas because my dad's parents were from there.
Uh-huh.
And I mostly grew up in Houston, and
Oh,
I'm not sure how I escaped the accent. It comes out. It comes out when I'm hanging out with my fellow
right.
Texans, but for the most part. But I live in Austin now. Austin's like the sort of it's the odd child of Texas,
Right, right,
the
right.
gifted odd child, I might say.
All right. Well, great. So, were you always a nerd?
Yes, absolutely. AV Club, ran the film projector. Um, Definitely love Weird Al Yankovic. If if that doesn't make you a nerd, then I don't know what does.
Yeah.
He's brilliant. I mean, the guy is actually, I think, kind of a genius. But as a matter of fact, you know the song Lola by the Kinks, right?
Right.
I didn't even know that was a real song because I only knew it as Yoda from Weird Al. I don't know if you ever heard his song
Yeah.
about Yoda, but it was done to the tune of Lola. And then
Right.
I remember hearing one day Lola on the radio, and I was like, "Wait, they're stealing from Weird Al. That's not cool." But it turned out the other way around.
Yeah, that song's been around before you were born. That came out in the
Uh,
60s
I
when
don't know
I
about.
was a kid, so now we know I'm an old fart here.
Wait. So I was born in the '60s as well. Um,
Uh,
I was born at the end of the '60s.
right,
Well, how about yourself?
66, 67?
I was born in '69.
Ah, okay. All right, you're the same age as my niece. I was born in
Nice.
1960.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, you don't look you don't look you look like you were probably born in like '75. That would have been my guess.
Well, thank you very much. Uh, so I
Well,
got my little.
tell me a little bit about this show. I actually just subbed you, and I'm sorry I hadn't done it sooner, but I've subscribed and I intend to watch. It gets a little hard to keep up with everything, but I
Right,
definitely like to try to subscribe to the people that I interact with online.
right.
And Grumpy Vlogger and Mel from 400 AGL, and of course Ken Heron, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of people putting out great content right now, and I mean, you could spend your whole day watching it. But give me a summary of what Artco is all about.
All right. I've been into drones for almost a little over a year, and I
Nice.
started doing some videos and posting it on my regular channel. And then several months ago, I started the Artco Drone Solutions channel.
Yep.
And so I
Yep.
started merging all my drone videos to that channel. And I wanted to do something a little different, show that, people with disabilities are can be drone flyers, drone enthusiasts, and
They can be anything, right?
right,
It's it's only limitation by people who don't understand, right? At the
Right.
end of the day, if you understand, I actually as a preparation for this, and I had seen clips from it before, but I had never watched the whole thing. I watched that stand up set you had from the '80s or maybe the '90s, but it was awesome.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I've worked all over Texas. Let's see,
Did you
Tomball,
do? Did
Denton.
you ever come to Austin?
No, I wanted to. I think there was a funny bone down there. I've been trying to
Yeah,
go
there's a
and
funny bone, and I'm trying to think of the name of the. Um, oh gosh, I can see it because I know exactly where it is. It's on 183. The comedy, the Cap City Comedy. That's the
okay.
biggest comedy club. And there's a guy named Bill Hicks. Do you know Bill Hicks?
Yeah, I know Bill Hicks. Yep.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's deceased now, but he was kind of one of the big stars to come out of Austin.
Right.
He has this great routine about going to England and talking about some hooligans have tipped over a dustbin in Shaftesbury, and how crime in England is just so awful.
Right. And I met Bill Hicks,
Oh, nice.
luckily. And he was here in Denver. That's where I'm located. I'm in the Denver metro area.
Yeah,
And so I met a lot of those big name comics. You remember Sam Kinison? He's also
oh
from
yeah,
Texas. Uh,
yep.
there were quite a few really good comics from the Texas area.
Do you
Uh,
still do stand up?
no, I haven't done it in about 10 years. And I just
Okay.
got a message yesterday from a former comedian friend of mine saying, "Hey, there's this comedy competition at this, bar and grill. Hey, why don't you come down and do it for fun?" And I'm like, I might do it. I'll have
It
to
takes
go to
work
my
though, right? It takes a lot of work to come up with a routine and
right.
to make sure your jokes. It's funny because I remember just watching that routine that you had on, and you're talking about like Margaret Thatcher and Tip O'Neill, and it was very 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 dated
Yes, that's right.
based on the politicians that you mentioned.
Right. Hmm.
But you'd have a field day today, right? I mean, there's so much great comedy out, so much great material out
Oh
there.
yeah. But the problem is, there's so much political correctness. You gotta, be careful. Oh, you better not offend this group or offend that group, and it's just
Well, I
crazy.
mean, yeah, it is a bit of a fine line. I agree, but at the end of the day, I mean, I think you can be, as long as it is something that is trying to be funny and not trying to like put people down. I think
Right.
that's the difference, right? Because I mean, you were very self-deprecating in your act, from what I
Hmm.
saw, and you kind of made fun of yourself. You made fun of the school you went to,
Yep.
but you didn't do it in a way that I felt was mean. It was just
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
uh,
That's right.
that at the end of the day, people should just be nice.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
There's a
Uh,
great song. Do you know Taylor Swift at all?
I know of her. I've heard a few of her songs. Not
She's got a great song called "Mean," and you should listen to it. It's about like why you got to be so mean is the chorus.
right. Hmm.
Like why do you got to bug up your ass?
And look at what I've got here
A
that
bug
came
up your
in the
ass?
mail a few weeks ago. Uh,
Oh, hey, there it
uh,
is.
yeah, so I
Nice.
wanted
I'm
to
glad you
thank
got it.
you for
Yeah, I,
my.
I only made a very limited number of those, and
Oh,
I've almost given them all away at this point, actually.
right.
So I'm glad you
Too,
got one.
too bad you didn't number it.
Oh, yeah. Well, you live in Colorado, so frisbees, that's kind of part of the culture up
Yeah,
there. I,
yeah,
I played ultimate frisbee in school, and I think Austin and Denver are kind of similar in a lot of ways,
yeah.
as far as the culture and the vibe and stuff goes. But yeah, man, I've those have been a big hit, and I hope that people have enjoyed receiving them.
Mm-hmm. Yep, yep. I was out today with my video camera, not flying my drone. It was nice, but it was windy. So I made this little gadget here, and what it
What does
is,
that do? Oh,
it's
has
a
that got an
little.
action camera?
Yes, it's an SJCAM, It's a
Okay.
GoPro type camera. And I made this platform so I could videotape underwater.
Oh, is it a waterproof case?
Yes, it is.
That's really cool. That's
And
really
so
cool.
today was my first test of the new gadget. I've got
Wait, the
string on.
water up there must be really cold.
Yeah, it
Oh,
is
you did.
still
You used
pretty
the
cold.
string. And wait, did the wood float though? The wood
Yes,
floats
it
on
did.
top of it, and
Yep.
then the water. That's really cool. So it's like a
Yeah.
little submarine.
Well, it's not quite a submarine. It still floats. And
Yeah, but the camera's underwater, right?
yeah,
So the
that's right.
camera's kind of like
Mhm.
doing this number. That's
So I
awesome.
got about close to an hour of video, and I went through and I checked it before the show, and I did get some minnows, so which is cool.
Oh, nice. What was it? A stream or a
It
river or
was a
what?
little creek that feeds into a bigger creek where I catch my big carp, and I've
I
always
bet
seen
that
the
water's
minnows
cold.
down. Part
I bet that water is cold.
Yeah, it's still pretty cold, but we're starting to warm up here now. We're not in the 30s at night, but we'll still get
It's not
some
frozen
frost
anymore.
up until May.
Well, here I'll show you just to show you what it's like here.
Okay.
I'm wearing shorts. Not
Cool.
trying to show off my legs, but just telling you, it's probably about 68 outside right now. It's really
Uh,
gorgeous. Low humidity too.
well, we're supposed to get some 70-degree days coming up in the next week, which is really
Nice.
exciting because I'm also a fisherman and I have a fishing channel called Art's Place Fishing, and I'm really itching to do some fishing. That's part of the reason why
Wait, how many channels do you have?
I have 4 channels.
Oh, well, no wonder. I was trying to pull up the I'm on Art's Place weekly vlog, and I
Yeah,
was trying to
that's
bring up the chat so I could see who was in the chat. So what do I
well,
need to
you
search for to get?
you
I'm
gotta go
subscribed,
to
but
Artco Drone Solutions is the name of the channel.
Art. Oh goodness, I'm sorry. There it is. All right, hold on. I'm going there right now,
Cool.
and let's see if we've got anybody in the chat right now.
Yeah, let me go flip over there.
Oh, whoa, hold on. I got some feedback going here.
Oop, yeah,
Ah, there we go. Fly Naturals there, and there's
yeah,
Dennis Lovelady, and there's Mel. All
Mel.
right, that's awesome.
Yep.
And I think Chris Hope actually texted me earlier today and said he was going to join. And there's the grumpy vlogger Lloyd.
All
Lloyd, man,
right.
why are
Great.
you so grumpy, man? You need to just chill. Life is good, especially for you because you're popular. People like you.
Yep.
People like your grumpiness. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was sitting there I was on the wrong Art Carlson channel, and I was like, "Where is the chat? I can't find it." So,
uh, well, that's my political channel.
oh yeah, I saw
So,
some stuff on there. Let's
yeah,
let's let's stay away from all that right now.
yeah.
So
All right,
so I got to
moving
show you
right.
something. I don't know
Yeah,
if
I
you
have
noticed
a
the
cooking
hat I'm
channel
wearing.
too. Huh?
You see this hat?
Yes.
You see what it
Master
says?
Airs. Oh yes. They
So
they're the guys that make
they
the quiet screw or quiet props for the Mavic Air. Yeah.
well
Cool.
air screws, yeah. That they just came out with this. This is for
Yeah,
the
because
Mavic Air,
hmm
and I'm working on a video for it actually. So
awesome.
I'm was pretty psyched because I got this last week, and the weather's been pretty decent. So I've actually got to fly a few times and just do some testing on the sound, do some testing on the flight duration. I won't give anything away because I want to save it for the
Right.
video,
Of
but
course.
they're very very promising. And then I don't know if you've ever seen these guys, but these are the orange ones for the Mavic Pro.
Uh huh.
They are so sweet. Check this out. Gotta have a little big intro. Da, 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 da. Look at that.
Oh, cool.
You can see your drone. That's like a hunter's orange. That's
Right.
that's
Right.
like that is you'll see it from a mile away. I have these on my Mavic Pro, and I love it. They're just so easy to see.
I got these.
Oh, you got a pair right there.
These are for the Phantom. They'll work.
Are they Master Air Screw?
Phantom 3.
They're the Master Air Screw?
No, they're not. They're some guy who sells
aftermarket
them on eBay, and
oh, nice.
Because
you don't like them?
No, because they throw the craft out of balance.
Really?
Yeah, they make.
How much did they cost you?
Maybe $20.
Yeah, I think these go for about 20 to 25 for a set of 4. So,
yeah, when I had these on, the craft would just jerk around, and I had a hard time controlling it. And it was a bit quieter though, because it's got those quiet tips on it. So. And
that's, I don't know if you've ever noticed, like airplanes now have those little winglets.
Yeah.
I think that's what that does. It actually helps keep everything a little bit quieter.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Got some leaves on my computer here.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I've kind of taken over here. What did you want to talk about?
Well, also one of the questions I always ask my guests are, what was your first computer that you owned?
Oh, I got that. That was a VIC-20, Commodore
nice.
VIC-20. Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted a Commodore 64, but my parents, we got a VIC-20, which came out before the 64, right. And it was like 64K of memory. I think right. the Commodore 64 had. I think the VIC-20 had like 8K of memory, or something like that. But I learned to program BASIC. If this then that, go to peaks and pokes and all that sort of thing. It was great. It was really fun.
Yeah, mine was the Timet Sinclair 1000.
Oh, that was a nice machine. That was much better than the VIC-20.
It was a tiny little thing, about the size of a paperback book, and it had touch-sensitive keyboard. Where you had
did it plug into a TV?
Yes, it did. And
yeah,
you had to have a cassette deck to
save your programs. That VIC-20, same thing. And all right, let's see what the audience says here. Drone Tread on Me says a TI-99. I'm not familiar with that one.
Oh,
Dennis Lovelady knows the Sinclair. Oh yeah, that's
those were pretty.
Anybody else? First computer. I can actually remember our neighbors had one of the first Macintoshes, and my dad was a programmer. Oh. And so we went over to the neighbor's house, and they were showing us the Mac, and he was like, all this stuff with clicking on things and windows, it'll never fly. he was totally wrong. Yeah. TRS-80 from Lloyd and the Commodore 64. I remember the TRS-80. And Dennis had one as well. Yeah, the TRS-80 was actually, didn't you buy that at Radio Shack? I think it was like their special brand or something.
Yep.
I don't know what the Kim 1 was, or the TC-1000. Oh wait, TC-1000, wasn't that from War Games?
Timet Sinclair.
Oh, was it?
Wait a minute, let me look. TC.
Grant Foster's Gary Foster's Brant Aerials. Says TC-1000. I think that was from. Tell us, Gary, if that was from War Games.
Okay, yeah.
Nintendo.
Okay.
Actually, do you remember the one Atari came out with the Atari 400 and the Atari 800? Yep. And the 400 had like that weird keyboard where it wasn't actually even really a keyboard. It was just like TRS, a Tandy Radio Shack. Oh, thank you, Dennis. That's what TRS stands for. You're right, because Tandy was the brand for. Radio Shack, right?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Hey, by the way, I want to mention to everybody watching that Mel is selling. Mel from 400 AGL is selling his Inspire 1.
Yep.
Yeah, if people are interested in buying an Inspire. I think he's selling a lot of stuff with it, so it's a pretty good deal considering all the batteries and accessories that you get. So go to 400agl.net, I believe, and you can see the little ad he has up for it. I think he's asking $2,000 with a bunch of accessories.
Yeah,
so
that's a good deal.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I it's funny, man. I've never owned an Inspire, and I've never had a desire to own an Inspire.
Yeah.
It's just too much for me.
Yeah, same here. I mean, because you had two controllers, one for the camera and one to fly the drone. And yeah, that's
which is awesome. It's awesome if you're actually going to have a person with you. Most of the time when I'm flying, I've got to fly line of sight because I'm by myself.
Right. Same here. So what got you in the drone?
Mel just said huge package deal. Yeah, that's what you say, Mel. That's not what I've heard, but all right.
Boom.
Had to go there. So I actually did. So I work. I do video production for a living, and the first time I saw a drone was it was a hexcopter. This was in 2013. It was a hexcopter with a maybe it was even 2012 or 2013 hexcopter with a Sony on the bottom and a gimbal and Fat Shark with a analog transmitter built onto it, and we used it on a real estate gig, and it was awesome. It was really Mel says that's optional. Sorry guys. But that just got me so absolutely inspired, to use a phrase that fits right here. And I went out and got the Phantom 1 after it came out, right? And I had several toy drones before that. My first video I did was in 2014, so I've been doing this for 5 years now, I guess.
Well, that explains why you're up over 100,000 subscribers.
Art, I really kind of messed up in the beginning because I didn't do it very often in the beginning. I made a couple of videos, and it was just like, kind of here and there. And it was when I got the 3DR Solo, that was when the channel started really growing. It was something that was popular. People wanted to know about it. The Phantom 3 had just come out, and actually I had ordered a Phantom 3, and then it turned out it couldn't be delivered like on time. It was going to be 6 weeks delayed, and so I ended up buying a Solo instead. And I'm really glad it did, because a lot of people tuned in for my Solo videos, and that was when the channel started like getting some feet and some teeth, and I started working more on it. And pretty soon, I was like, wow, 100 views? That's awesome. I'd never had 100 views before, and so there you go.
Well, same here. After I did that one video where I tried to be a little different, where you see me coming out of my apartment, and then you see me going up the stairs with my camera and my drone in my other hand, and going out to the playground to fly the drone. And that's what really blew up my channel, and I started getting a lot of subscribers to my channel. And drone
you said you have 4 channels?
Awesome. Pardon?
You have 4 channels right now?
Yes, I have a cooking channel as well.
Which is the most popular?
Oh, definitely Art Code Drone Solutions.
Okay, good. That's what I figured. Yeah, the drone community is awesome, and I think that's part of it is that we've got. Oh wait, I gotta like this video. Thank you for the Roosevelt. Thank you for the reminder to like the video, and also Gary Foster. But yeah, I mean, the folks, especially the folks here tonight, right? We've got all the superstars on tonight. I feel like the group that's watching this show right now. Actually, Chris Hope had emailed me earlier today and said, "Hey, man, I'm really looking forward to seeing you on tonight." And it just made me feel good. It was like, hey, these are like my friends that maybe I get to see once a year. And Art, by the way, you got to make it down to Spin Up next year.
I'm working on it. I definitely want to go. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Well, find someone else who wants to go and team up or something,
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll bring down my Mavic Air that I got, and really loving the Mavic Air.
It's
And
awesome.
I've got a Phantom 3 Advance that I like. That's the one I used to do the video on the drive-in theater that I did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
And
it's still a rock solid drone. I mean, at the
yeah,
end of the day, you get great footage. It looks really good. It's fantastic.
yeah, I'm still learning how to use the Mavic Air, and but thanks to guys like Mel and other droners out there, they give me a little bit of advice about camera settings, and I'm like, oh,
Oh, okay, camera settings. I would not take flying advice from Mel. I don't know if you know, but Mel had a Mavic crash into an Inspire one
I
time,
did, I saw
and
that.
that was one of the scariest moments I've ever seen on video.
Well, I was having problems with, my video would kind of have little flares and stuff. Not sun flares, but when you're moving along, everything kind of looks like you're on top of water, but you're not. And so I guess I have to uh, undo the
Were
white
you
balance.
yawing too quickly? Were you? Oh. It was a white balance thing.
Yeah, I have to adjust that, or use a sign instead, or what was the other? Uh, well, it gives you different choices to where you could do your videos in. So I'm gonna have to learn how to use those settings. It took me a while to figure out how to get the memory to go on to the SD card instead of the internal memory.
Oh yeah. There's a little setting in there. That internal card, I usually default to my SD card, but the internal card is so great. I can't tell you how many times I've been out flying and I forgot to put the SD card in, or it was still in my computer or whatever. So Roosevelt, Fly Natural. Mel did get that on video. It's on. And by the way, Roosevelt, how are you loving the little call it a maybe what are those things? Tasmanian devil. You know, this thing's like a little beast. This is such a great little drone.
Yeah.
So I sent one of these to Roosevelt, and I've seen him using it a bit lately. But Mavic Air, especially when it's got Ready Set Drone stickers, it really does well.
Well, I've got the hair and eyes on mine,
Nice.
and I've got my registration number, my FAA registration number
You
on
know,
it.
actually, we should talk about that for a minute. I
Okay.
know now you're supposed to actually put it on the outside so people can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my issue with that. I've always put it under the battery compartment, and
Uh-huh.
my issue with putting it on the outside is that with his with a big audience and YouTube, and even a small audience on YouTube, everybody's gonna see your reg number, right? And what's to stop them from putting that reg number on their own drone?
How are they going to see your number when it's on the drone unless you're videotaping the drone while it's flying? I put
Well,
mine on the.
I do that a lot. I do that a lot.
Yeah,
I
that's
video the drone itself. Just second camera, like a GoPro on my hat or whatever.
yes.
Anyway, as it takes off, I always like to get a shot of it taking off. It's not that I'm that worried about it. It just feels like if somebody was really, really bad, they could just basically steal someone else's reg number, put it on their drone, crash it into a stadium, and then who's going to say anything, right?
Well, I'd have to. That's a good question. That is a really good question. Yeah. Hmm. What I ended up doing is I printed it out, and then I used packing tape and stuck it right on the
Oh,
outside.
and actually, Fly Natural has a good point about 107, and I'm 107, which you're right, it's different. But I'm talking about for people who aren't, who have to put it out on their thing.
Right, right. Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to throw you a total curveball for a second, Art. My wife is waving at me. I will be back in like 30 seconds. I need to go see what she needs.
Okay. All
So
righty.
you do some comedy. Tell a joke.
All
Be right
right.
back.
I'll do that. So, how do you get an Amish woman pregnant? Two Mennonite. Yeah, there you go. Also, I have bumper stickers for sale, and we'll put that up real quick. They're $2 a piece. If you like one, or if you want both, I'll give you a deal. $3 for two of them. So those would make a great gift, and they'd look great on your car, your truck, or if you're working on a farm, you can put it on your tractor. So if you like those, send it to this address, or better yet, you can make a PayPal payment to this address and put down your address, and I'll ship it out right to you. Also, if you want to say, I love chocolates and I like fixing drones. So if you have a broken drone or a drone you don't want to use anymore, you can ship it to me. You can send it to this address, and so that I like to tinker around with drones. I've been repairing Phantom 3 standards, and those are a lot of fun. Or I could, I don't know, we'll figure out something, but I like to tinker around with drones. Maybe I'll do a drone review on, oh, speaking of drone reviews, or I've got a giveaway. So
I'm back. What are you giving away?
I am giving away an Eachine Mavic Air clone.
Oh, you know what? I had that thing, and it is a beast. It can take a beating big time.
I am going to give this away when I hit 500 subs. And
All
I'm
right.
getting there pretty quick. I'm going to make a video where, kind of like the way Ken does, where, hey, leave a comment down below. I'll have say something witty about the drone. But I'll make that.
Add a caption.
Yeah. Yep. So, and that's what I'm going to give away. And I want to thank Tim from Midwest Drones for donating that drone to me and selling it. What am I saying? Giving it away for my 500th sub.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I definitely think that that little drone is a great one to learn on because it doesn't have GPS, right?
Yeah,
it's line of sight only.
Let me see.
Does it have GPS?
Yes, it does.
Oh goodness. Well, okay, that's different than the one I was thinking of.
It's
an Eachine.
E511S.
Well, then it's still a great one to learn on. The reason I'm a big fan of learning to fly without GPS is it just really helps you understand like what the wind can do and what can happen. Man, I've been getting a lot. Did you see my review of the Xeno, the couple of disasters I've had with the Xeno?
Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to see the whole thing, but
well, they both ended. Both times it ended poorly. One time, the first time was in December, and a lot of people are saying, "Well, you didn't calibrate it." Well, I did calibrate it. I did go through that whole process. I didn't put everything on camera, which was my mistake. But the second time, I actually didn't calibrate it because I thought once you calibrate the compass, you're good. With most drones, if you do the compass calibration and you don't go more than 100 miles away, you're good, right? It's only when you travel a good distance that you have to redo it. But both times it crashed. So Zeno or Hubson has reached out to me, and they're sending me a new one. They said the one I had was actually a like a prototype or an early. I got it. I got it a long time ago. I got it back in like October of last year, and I didn't put the video out till January just because I was busy with other stuff. Right. So they said they're sending me a new production model with all the firmware updated, everything, and it should be good. So I'm excited to try it. And I hope it's a good looking drone. It's just I had a lot of trouble with it.
Right. I was watching Coast to Coast Drones, and Ron Brown mentioned that, well, you didn't fly it up very high. You were only 4 feet off the ground and blah, blah, blah.
You mean for the Zeno?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a big fan of the Zeno.
Yes, he is, yeah.
Which is fine. I don't have anything against it, man. I like it better when a drone does well than when it does poorly. But if it does poorly, I got to show people.
Yeah, when I got the Buds 3, that was my, I really had to learn how to fly, because that does not have GPS. Now the newer, I guess the Buds 3
Pro
has GPS. And
the Bugs 3 Pro is a decent drone. I actually prefer the Bugs 3, and part of the reason I like it is for a brushless drone, it's very high quality. I feel like it has a good quality, and again, it's a good one to learn on. What's your favorite drone to fly, Art?
Oh boy, right now it's a toss up between the Phantom 3 Advance and the Mavic Air, but I like the Mavic Air because it sets up so quickly.
It is so quick to get up and going. Yeah. Absolutely. It's also just you put it in sport mode and it's so dang fast.
I haven't tried that yet, and plus the controller is smaller, which I like, and it works great. Oh, by the way, I just ordered a controller for my Tello, and I've seen your video on flying the Tello around your neighbor's pool.
Yep, that's right. They don't even know I did that. They were out of town. I went over there, and it was like, I'm going to fly in your backyard while you're gone.
Now, what I'm going to do different is I'm going to do FPV with it.
Meaning with some goggles?
I've got the goggles where I could put my phone in, and I could.
Oh, nice.
And I'll get a video of that. So that'll be.
I'll give you a small warning on that.
Right.
The FPV on the Tello is there's a little bit of latency, so don't fly super fast, and don't fly towards anything. Like, just kind of fly in an open area, because there's a little bit of latency, and also it drops out. I have had some issues where when it gets about, I'd say 25 yards away from you, maybe 75 feet, it starts to drop out.
Right. Yep. So that'll be interesting to fly that. I've never flown any drones with FPV, and that'll be my kind of dipping the toe into the FPV realm. So that'll be a lot.
Have you ever tried like a little racing drone, or a little what do they call them, tiny whoops?
I would like to. I'm constrained on budget right now, so but yeah, I would love to do one of those. I've seen some of the great videos of guys just flying the heck out of those drones.
Oh, they're so much fun.
And,
they're so much fun.
Yeah.
Well, they're definitely something that takes some practice. It's not as easy as it looks. When you watch it, it's a weird thing. Have you ever used the DJI goggles?
No, I haven't.
So you literally have to sit down, because when you fly with them, you start getting dizzy. Like, it throws your equilibrium off.
I don't know how Ken does it. I've seen some videos where he's flown with the goggles.
Well, he uses the Fat Shark goggles on his Phantom instead of the DJI goggles. Actually, I don't know if Mel's still in the chat or not. There was a video where Mel and we're flying a racing drone using FPV goggles on a field. And
Yes,
I gotta say, Mel is a fantastic pilot. He landed that thing first time he had ever used it, number one. And then the second thing I have to say about Mel, when he came to Austin for Spin Up, we went to this park and flew together. And I had this flying wing with broken propellers, and it was brand new. He did, and it was all broken and everything. I was like, dude. Said he grew up flying. He actually flew airplanes when RC
oh,
airplanes when he was younger. So,
okay. Yeah, I started off with the inline control airplanes.
oh, the control line, like
Yep,
going in circles.
yep.
Oh, I did a few of those when I was younger.
Hmm. But I did get a parrot swing that I want to try out.
Oh,
It's nice
how is it?
tomorrow. I'm going to take it out and
You haven't flown it yet?
no, I haven't. The weather hasn't been good enough around here.
No. Do you still have snow?
No, it's gone. We had a big blizzard last week that I got 2 days off from work, which was cool.
Nice.
Never,
Well,
that's
what do you
never
do?
happened.
What do you do for work when you're not making videos?
I work for a dental manufacturing company. We make braces for teeth.
Oh, are they the kind that you mail, that you order online?
Well, we just got into that. We got our own line. They're like Invisalign, where you just
Yeah,
wear
yeah.
them at night. We just started that, but uh, we're old school. We actually have the metal bands. Where what I do is I spot weld the little tiny parts that go on the bands.
Oh, you spot weld them.
Yep, little tiny
What
little
what does that mean?
spot.
Like, is that like soldering kind of?
No, you're welding. Soldering is
Wow.
using molten metal to adhere two pieces together. This way, you're melding two pieces together.
Is it are you actually what kind of I mean it seems like that would be a really small I always think of welders as giant lotions with big spots and
Right.
is it really small?
It's really tiny. Yep.
Wow,
Uh,
that's really cool.
I'd show you, but I'd have
What's
to
what's the
kill
name
you.
of the company?
Rocky Mountain Orthodontics.
Nice.
Here, here's one of our free swag that I got from the company.
Oh, nice.
Yep. And also, what I wanted to ask you was, what editing software do you use for your drone videos?
I use Premiere Pro.
Okay.
So I have an advantage, and it's funny because you wouldn't know it from my videos normally, but I do have a video production company, so I have access to like Adobe Creative Cloud, cameras, lights, all that sort of thing. The big thing is we are so busy at work usually that I can't always bring the cameras out, or I can't always use the studio at work. I shoot there sometimes. I try to do the first Friday thing at the office because it just
Oh,
works out really well. But
uh-huh.
part of the thing is I've got what my wife wanted to talk to me about earlier. I've got a son who's got like 6 friends running around inside right now, so it's super loud. So it was nice for me to be coming outside.
Uh-huh.
But yes, I use Premiere in
Oh,
answer to your question.
all right. Well, I use Filmora, and it works great. Yep.
I've never heard of that one. What does it do? Is it just video editing or
Yep. Yeah, if
and what
you
about like photo images and stuff like that?
photo images, I use my Adobe that I have. Let's see what is that? It is Elements, I believe. Adobe
Cool.
Photoshop Elements. Yeah, that's
Oh
what I
yeah,
use.
yeah. Okay, so for making thumbnails and stuff like that.
Hmm. Hmm.
Right on. Ed, are you a Colorado native?
Yes, I am.
Very nice.
And
Denver's really grown.
yes, it has. And it looks like we're going to gain a congressman in the next census.
Oh wow, because you're
Yep.
growing growing that much.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
100,000 people a year.
Wow. Yeah, I think Austin is. I mean, Austin's not. I don't know. I don't. Denver, Austin's a little bit bigger, I believe, in terms of population, but they're both crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But you've never been to visit before, huh? You never come down to Austin.
I've never been to Austin or San Antonio. I've been to Houston. I've been to Dallas.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Amarillo,
you know, actually, they're
Lubbock.
talking about combining Dallas and Fort Worth and just calling it Worthless. I love San Antonio. I love Austin. I grew up in Houston, so I have some affection for it. But my disdain for Dallas comes from the fact that the Dallas Cowboys everybody loves, and back when I was a kid, the Houston Oilers were, they were kind of they weren't the most popular team. So I always had to hear about how bad they were. Well, we had some good play. I mean, we had Earl Campbell too, right?
Yeah, that's right.
We had Earl Campbell. We had Dan Pastorini. We had Kenny the Snake Stabler. I mean, we had a few years where we got close, but we never got to the Super Bowl. But it's like the shining star being the Cowboys and the Houston Oilers being the sort of stepchild.
Well, the Broncos' first Super Bowl loss was to the Cowboys.
Yeah, so there you go. That's why they're awful.
Yeah, yep.
Well, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live, Art?
Well, in the United States, I would like to.
No. Anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world. Well, I'd like to live in the Philippines.
Oh, nice.
Cost
of living's low.
There.
Yeah.
And I've
beautiful.
I've been there a couple of years ago. Love the place. Cost of living is cheap. It's safe. I mean, it's like any other place. You just gotta be mindful where you are. Be aware of your surroundings. It's like going to any big city. There's some bad places and there's some
sure.
The people there are fantastic, and plus you're close to a lot of countries. I could hop on a plane, go to Vietnam, or I could go to Australia, say, and hang out with Greg Coonert and Spike and several of my.
Yeah, I hope to meet those guys, especially Spike. That guy's a character.
Yeah, he is. And Indonesia, and there's a lot of places. Have you been to Asia?
I've never been to Asia.
No?
I've been to Europe a number of times. I've been to the Nordic area, kind of whatever they call it, but nope, never been to Asia. I've heard it's amazing, and actually, I really would love to go. I'd love to go to DJI's headquarters and just see it. I think that'd be really fun.
Cool. Now, I've been to China, and I was on my way to the Philippines, and but I didn't get to go off the airport. It just landed in Beijing, waited for my connection to Manila. I've been to Japan and South Korea back in my stand-up comedy days when I got to do a USO type tour of our army base or our military bases there. So that was the high point of my comedy career.
That was during your comedy days? You got to go?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep, back in '95.
Nice. Well, like I said, I wouldn't have guessed you were older than me. I thought you were a few years younger, actually.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
Well,
how many? Do you have any siblings?
I have a sister who lives in Houston, and I have a wife and 2 kids. I still have a grandmother. I'm almost 50, and my grandmom's 95.
Wow.
So she's rocking it. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. She still lives on her own too.
Right. Oh, that's great.
I really, Ken Herron did a really funny video, and I say funny, he did a really cool video where he had a senior citizen lady, probably in her 90s, flying a drone. Yeah, yeah. I should let my grandmother fly sometime because she
Right.
she loves technology. I actually just got her an iPhone about a year ago, and I've
Wow.
become her tech support. I
Uh-huh.
get these calls. She's British, all Kelly, my phone seems to have shut off. What can I do? I'll push the on button.
Well, that's great. That's great.
And I'm seeing a few things here on where people would want to live. Fly Natural would be San Francisco. It looks like we've got some California and
Right.
Australia. Um, the city I've always thought was awesome. Like one of my favorite cities I've ever visited was actually Denver. I'd love to live in Denver. It's beautiful,
Yeah,
but
it is a
um,
beautiful.
but would be
But we have blizzards and bears and avalanches and
yeah, that's all right. That's all
they'll
right.
attack you. So don't move here. You get busy, but go home.
No, no, I know. Right, right. That's what we always tell people too. Is it's a nice place to visit, but please don't move here.
Yeah. Mhm.
No, it's Munich is the city that I
Ooh,
would
yeah.
love to live in for a while.
Mm,
I've just enjoyed. I've been there twice, and both times I really had a good time.
right. Have you?
Vancouver, Drone Tread on Me says Vancouver. Vancouver is awesome. I went there once, and we went up to Whistler from there, and it was fantastic.
Now I've
Either
been
that
to.
or Holiday, Tennessee, because then I could be Mel's neighbor.
There you go. I've I've been to South America and the Caribbean. Uh, got to go to Caracas back
Oh
in
wow,
1990. Yeah,
Venezuela.
I was working on an island called Aruba, which is right off the coast, and
Oh yeah, it's
a friend of
Danish.
mine from Denver was living in Caracas, and I had a day off. Called her up and said, "Hey, would it be all right to, you know, spend the day there?" And sure, come on. So I got
As a
to.
matter of fact, you made a joke about that. You said it's where everybody pays their own bill at lunch or at dinner.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, I
It's a
I
Dutch
watched
island.
your yeah, I
Yep.
watched your thing very carefully, as you can tell.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad you enjoyed it. I
If
have some.
everybody hasn't seen the comedy bit that Art has on his channel, you should go check it out because it is really fun.
Yep. Now, the one you saw, that was at the Laugh Factory in Aurora, Illinois. And that was back in the early
That's not
90s, I would say around
that's it's not a very
93.
funny place.
Yep.
Lloyd grew up in Denver. Did you know
Yep.
that? The grumpy
Yep. He's
vlogger?
from
I did not know
Westminster,
that.
where I live right now.
Oh.
Hmm.
So Fly Natural says Buffalo, New York. All I got to say about that is hell no. It's too cold.
Yeah. Too cold.
And Rick Halber says Ireland, anywhere in Ireland. I've actually never Ireland. I've been to England a number of times, but I need to go over to Ireland. I've heard it's beautiful. I've heard it's like the greenest green there is.
Yep. Yep. So
And Vancouver, Washington says Mel.
you gotta come to the Philippines. It's a beautiful country. They've got waterfalls. They got volcanoes. They've got beautiful beaches, and the food is good. Try the balut.
Uh-oh. I got to
Uh
relocate.
oh. Is
It's
it
raining.
starting to rain?
Yep,
Uh
yep.
oh.
Let me just hold on.
Get under your.
Yeah, I got a little cover over here.
There you go.
Yep. Yeah, it's weird too. It's just a light sprinkle, but I don't want to get all over the computer, so hold
Yeah,
on.
there you go.
All right. Can you still see there?
Yep.
Is it too dark?
See you
Hold on. Let
fine.
me go grab I got my Mavic Air out there. Let me go grab it
Oh,
real quick
okay.
so it doesn't get wet.
We'll hold on for you. Go catch the chat. All right, we got a good crowd tonight. Hey, great, thanks. All right, so looks like Kelly is back.
Okay, sorry about that.
All right.
Another place I just went recently that was awesome was Fayetteville, and I think actually, doesn't Roosevelt? You live in Arkansas, right? I think he's from Arkansas, but I
Yeah,
thought Fayetteville was a really cool town.
yeah, yeah. I've been there. Worked at a comedy club in Little Rock.
Oh, nice,
Hmm.
nice.
I did do comedy at a club in Tennessee, in Memphis, Tennessee, which was a lot of fun, but it was hot. It was in
Yeah,
August.
Memphis is that's where Elvis is from, right?
Yep, we went to Graceland Mansion. I went with the headliner. Uh, I saw a deck of Elvis playing cards, and I turned to the comic
Nice.
and I said, "I bet they're all kings."
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I have a
well, thank
buddy
you,
who's
thank you very much. I was Artie Carlson as Keyboard Elvis. So
I have
I
a
had a
buddy
new
whose dog.
bit all written up for that show.
What in Memphis?
Yep,
And how did it go over?
it went great. Yeah, I just with the headliner he wanted to go, and I'm not a huge Elvis fan, but hey, it was very interesting. Very
Hey man, if
interesting.
you're there, you got to go do it. You got to go
Hmm.
do it.
And I'm surprised that Ken got a drone video of Graceland Mansion, which you're not.
Did he really? I don't think I've
There's an
seen that.
airport right next to Graceland Mansion. He didn't know
Wow.
that until after he had already, uh, I guess, posted it on his channel. This was some years ago.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
No, I've never been to Graceland, but I've if I was in Memphis for any time, I would. But yeah, Memphis seems a bit run down to me, honestly.
And you don't want to be in there in August. Believe me. I mean, 100
Yeah,
plus
well,
degrees,
you don't want to be in
everywhere.
Austin in August either.
Yeah.
It's dang hot.
Yep. Yep. And it gets hot here in Denver too, but it's a dry heat.
It's true. It's so. Do you ever drive? Have you ever driven east on I-70 from
Oh,
there?
yeah. Bunch of
So
times.
one of the first towns is called Kansas. You familiar with it?
Uh, Colby, Kansas?
No, it's
No.
near Colby. Good,
Oh,
smaller than
Goodland,
Colby's like
yes.
the big city.
Uh huh.
So where my is from. That's I've been in Goodland for like 6 months when I was a kid, and there's actually an auto parts store on the main street in Goodland called Shores Brothers Auto Supply
Oh,
that my grandfather started.
oh, nice.
So if your car ever breaks down in Goodland, you can go to Shores Brothers and tell them you know me.
Okay, cool. So, are you related to Polly?
No, nope, nope, and I'm glad to say nope. It's Polly is just Shore. I'm Shores with an
Yeah,
S.
no S on the end. Yep.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
met Polly. Not impressed with his comedy.
yeah. No, he's kind of a one trick pony in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Well,
Um,
his mom owned the comedy store in L.A.
really? Okay.
Yep.
Well, so you sort of had it in his blood.
Well, and his dad was a stand-up comic too.
Nice, nice.
Hmm.
Well, that's you come by it. You come by it honestly. Well, I think Art. I think you should do maybe what you should do is record a. Hold on, I got my dog here. Wants me to throw the frisbee. Maybe you should record a special set just for your subscribers.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be interesting to do that. Before I let you go, I know our time is growing short. Someone, Jeff Stills, asked me if you wanted to know about DJI, if they're going to continue the Phantom platform.
Well, so I don't have any information, any insider information about that. However, I can tell you what I was told by someone at DJI was uh, that they are focusing on the Mavic and they're focusing on going smaller, right? I mean, if you can put as good a camera and make the Mavic 2 as solid as the Phantom 4, and it's more solid in my opinion as far as the FPV or sorry, the GPS. Um, I my guess would be no. Honestly, I would be surprised if a Phantom 5 comes out. I
Okay.
but I promise I have no insider information. I would be very surprised if they come out with a Phantom 5.
Right, right, right.
I'd be happy, it'd be a cool thing if they did. But honestly, I sold my Phantom 4 to Philip, who does some shows with me, and I don't know if you saw, we crashed it. We dropped it from a parachute, and
Yeah.
it didn't survive.
Right. Yep.
And I haven't talked to Philip in a couple of weeks. I told him I'd help him pay for the repair if he wants to get it fixed, but I don't know what's up with that.
Well, I know somebody in Texas that fixes drones.
Yeah, that's true, and it's just the landing gear, so it's not like any electronics.
Okay.
Hold on, let me see. Jenga, come. See if I can get my dog in here. Jenga, come. There you go. Oh, there she is. Can you see her?
Woof.
There she is.
Dog.
She's very sweet. She's kind of obsessive about the Frisbee, though.
Yeah.
It's part of the reason I can't sit outside.
Yeah, I had a dog like that.
Oh, she's pretty old. She's actually 9 years old at this point, and she still goes after it like she's a baby.
Wow. Well, Ken's dog, Henry.
Yeah, I know Henry.
That dog.
Is he really?
Yeah, I think that's what I heard. I'm like,
wow.
Gee, that's pretty.
Isn't he blind? Like I think
Yes.
he's part blind, and he was in a car accident, and he's been through a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah.
We should take up a collection for that dog. Maybe when he passes, Ken could get it stuffed and have him kind of sitting there on his set.
Right.
I hope he's not watching. All right, well, Art, I really enjoyed it. Thanks for having me on your show.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure having you, and we'll definitely bring you back down the road.
Absolutely. And I now that I know you have more than one channel, I will be more savvy with which channel I'm watching, because I was confused.
My cooking channel is Chef Boy RT.
Oh, like Chef Boyardee.
Yep.
I love it. I love it. I will check it out.
On there, and I'm up to 3 subscribers.
All right. Well, I'll be number 4, and you can.
Cool.
But you got to promise me you'll put more videos up.
Okay, we'll do that.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. It was the most enjoyable. And thanks to everybody who stuck around, watched us yapping, and had some fun. Really, really appreciate everybody watching. And April 5th, can I say a couple quick things?
Yeah, sure.
April 5th will be First Friday.
Look forward
that
to
will be the first Friday of April. And I've really got some cool stuff planned for this one, some giveaways, etc. And then everybody should know at this point, even though I haven't officially announced it, October 19th is the date for Spin Up. So, and the reason I've been a little hesitant is because I don't have the venue booked yet.
Yeah.
And I want to do it at the Dell Diamond again because that was so cool. But if the Dell Diamond is not available, I'll do it somewhere else. So October 19th in Austin.
Cool. All right.
Well,
thank you very much, and you have a great evening and enjoy your dinner.
You too, Art. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome.
Bye.
All right, folks. Thanks for coming to the show. It's been great. I'll put the timer back up, and you guys could, chat a bit in the chat room, and we'll catch you all next time. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye.